Hey guys, today is March 30th. Welcome back from spring break. I hope you had a great and relaxing week. Um, the thing we're going to do today is we're going to continue to work on our lesson plan, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to, unfortunately, um, present in front of your classes that you've been observing all year. And I'm really sorry about that. But I thought what we could do is an AMI enactment where you do your lesson kind of like I'm doing mine, recording yourself, showing kids how to do the work, and we'll count that as your lesson. So the first thing I want you guys to do is in your March 30th folder, click on this lesson plan discussion post and it says upload your lesson plan here. Just paste the link. You should get the shareable link and paste it there. And it says here is the lesson plan template. So if you just copy that and paste it into Google Drive, it'll pull it up for you. Don't forget you need to go File and make a copy so that you can edit it. I have actually also linked in, let me get back to it. An example lesson plan. So I'm going to open that and kind of talk you through this lesson plan. Now, some of you have already started this lesson plan, but I want you to really think about, since this is going to be an online experience and you're mimicking an AMI, you're at home and you're teaching your age group, what are you going to do? I want you to reconsider, do you need to change anything before you submit this tonight at 11:59? So let me go through this with you guys. So you have, okay, so on the framework, it says to list the framework for your standard. So if you click here, go to your appropriate age level and appropriate content level, skim through the standards. Let's say you're doing math and you're doing, um, you want to do algebra. Ugh. Click on the algebra link. It'll pop up the standards. Click on or copy a standard that you feel like would be a good AMI lesson to do. And you're going to actually just copy the whole standard. So let's say this would be your standard. You would tell me this part because that's the standard number, and then you would tell me what the standard is asking the kids to do. So that part. And you would come back over here and you would put that in right here on the orange section where it said framework standard. Let me pull mine over here so you guys can see it. So the standard I'm giving you guys in my example is students are going to be able to explain events, procedures, ideas, or concepts in a historical, scientific, or technical text. So this is actually an English language art standard for a fourth grade student. Now the yellow box is the objective. Tell me what are students going to be able to do to show you or prove to you that they get or understand this standard. So you need to have 2 or 3 objectives, and they should be getting from easier to harder as they walk through this standard. So some objective ideas on lower to higher Bloom's taxonomy. If you click on this link right here, it'll give you some ideas of what I'm talking about when I say, what objectives do you have? So at first, you might just want them to define something for you. And then you might want them to describe or discuss, turn and talk with a peer about something. And you'll just get harder and harder. But you only need to do 2 or 3 objectives here. So for my example, I said students will be able to read, so start with a verb, Read and follow the instructions for a technical piece of literature, like cooking recipes, building an airplane model, etc., which is the remember level on Bloom's. It's pretty low. And then they're going to create a demonstration video of their own to explain the process that they used, which is the application level on Bloom's. So the next level is just depths of knowledge questions. So consider beforehand what questions you will ask all students and how will they answer. And so here, this link right here gives you a list of easy to hard types of questions that you can ask your kids to kind of build them up and get them where they need to go. So start with the easy depth of knowledge 1 type questions and build your way up. So let me show you some examples that I did. I would ask all of my students, what items will you need to complete your video, which is low level DOK level 1. How do you make the final product? What is the process? So that's a little harder, DOK level 2. And then this is a pretty tough one, but it gets kids' creative juices flowing, and that's what you need to do to really push your advanced students. It says, what would happen if you altered the process in some way to improve it? How would you go about doing that? So like if they're telling you how to make a recipe of chocolate chip cookies, maybe they tell you, well, we could use some kind of fake sugar for my diabetic mom and add marshmallows and graham cracker crust to make it a s'more cookie or something like that. So the next step, the green box, is the assessment. How will you figure out or assess that each objective is being met for all of your students? And if you click on this link, I give you a whole list of ideas, and we've kind of, excuse me, already played around with assessments a couple weeks ago. But this just gives you a whole list of ideas of what you could do as far as assessment goes. So my example is each student will create a Flipgrid and address the 3 questions previously stated in the depths of knowledge box. Now, if you're not used to Flipgrid, it's actually pretty cool. I've been playing around with it and I'm using it in my AP Lang class. What it is, it's just flipgrid.com. You just create this. It takes literally 2 minutes to create. And then the kids go down here and they hit that add button and they have to respond that way. So for my example, where they have to give a process analysis of like step-by-step directions of something, they would click that and record themselves giving you those step-by-step directions. And that's how you would assess them. Are they able to go through the process step-by-step correctly? Okay, so the activities. In the blue box, it says map out step by step your lesson here in such detail that if a sub were to come into your room, they could do it exactly how you would do it. So always start by telling students what the objective is. Today, we'll be learning how to use a procedural transition words to clearly step a person through a process of our choice. First, I want you to read through the list of procedural transition words, and I've linked that in for students. So I would just have them skim through these transition words. And then I would say, next, I want you to take the Schoology assessment, and I would have loaded for them a transition Schoology assessment. And then they would create their step-by-step Flipgrid using those transition words. Don't worry about the purple box right now, the reflection box. We are going to go back and answer those questions after later after we've actually enacted this. But for today, I just want to get you guys through the first boxes up until reflection, okay? So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be checking my email, and I will also be on the discussion board from 8 until 9:30 in the morning. All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye.